Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I got some requests from subscribers asking me to share a blueprint about how to get started with dropshipping, how to build a branded dropshipping store in 2025. Now, if you are new to the channel, I've been dropshipping since 2019. I started my branded dropshipping store from zero and grew it to 7 figures in revenue over the last 5 years. So what you see right here is coming from my own experience running my branded dropshipping store in the last 5 years now. So I have broken this one down into 5 different stages. You have the first research stage, you have the building stage, you have the marketing stage, and finally you have the admin stage. And as you can see, guys, I've put some red exclamation marks in what I believe are the most important components of each stage. So these ones you have to pay extreme attention to if you are really serious about launching and growing your branded dropshipping store. Now, without further ado, let's start with the research stage. Now, with the research stage, basically what you have to do first is choosing a niche, right? Now, what I always preach and what I always recommend in my videos is, first of all, like you have to research the most profitable niches, right? And then once you come up with the list of the most profitable niches, then you pick the one you are most interested in and the one you resonate the most with. If you have no interest in any of the niches that you came up with, then just pick the one which has the easiest learning curve and don't get involved into any high defect incident rate niches like electronics, beauty, babies. You can get into a lot of trouble, a lot of refunds, returns with electronics, and anything that touches your customers' health, skin, baby, anything that is closely related to your customers' health, products that are made in China. You do not want to play with people's health. Step number 2 is study your top 3 competitors. Once you have decided on the niche, which I believe is one of the most critical steps you can take, I have highlighted the importance of this step by the exclamation mark. The next step would be to study your top 3 competitors. What I mean by this is, regardless of the competition of your niche, you have to go out there and figure out who are the top 3 competitors, who are the top 3 dogs in your niche. Study their store designs, study their branding, how long they have been in market. You can figure this out by typing their domain name into the Whois registry website and read their customer reviews. The customer reviews of your competitors are literally a gold mine. I'll say this one more time. The customer reviews of your competitors are a gold mine. You have to read each and every single review of your competitors, everything they are saying about the products they bought off of your competitors, and take notes. Figure out what needs to be improved. What exactly do those customers complain about when it comes to the products, when it comes to the shipping, customer support. You have to write down every single detail because you will use this as ammunition to fire against your future top 3 competitors, which are obviously the same competitors that you have researched. The next step is finding products. To find products, you simply have to research your niche on AliExpress and Amazon. I personally prefer Amazon because it's just that much more user-friendly compared to AliExpress. It has better English, it's faster to load, easier to browse, and it makes the whole product research process that much easier. So you can find the right products to list in your store faster. You need to shortlist the products with the highest amount of reviews and the highest amount of ratings. I mean, if you find the product with 1,000 reviews, but it has a 3.5 rating, you wouldn't want to shortlist that one because it's going to get you into trouble because it's a low quality product and it has bad reviews. You want to aim for at least 4.3, 4.4, 4.4 rating and at least 200 reviews for you to shortlist that particular product. Final step of the research part is researching the market. Try to find out if there is a gap in the market. If you do find a gap in the market, then go all in, capitalize on it, and make it your competitive advantage. Is there a common complaint from customers? Like I said, this goes back to this step right here. Figure out what are the main pain points of your competitors' customers. Is there an unmet demand for a particular type of product, which a lot of your competitors' customers are asking for, but is not available? Maybe you could make that product available and generate revenue which your competitors are not able to. Moving on to step number 2, which is building your store, right? Once you have figured out your niche, the products that you will be listing on your store, the next logical step is obviously to figure out your brand name. And this is super important, you guys. A lot of people, they just want to spend the least time possible on this part right here. But trust me, guys, spending a whole day figuring the right name for your brand is not going to be a waste of time, because we will be running this store in the long run for at least 2 to 3 years. So you really want to make sure that you pick the right name, which you are going to use for the next couple of years, because it's going to stick with you throughout the lifetime of your store. So do not mess this up. I say this again, do not mess this up, you guys. Take your time. Find something that is easy to pronounce, easy to remember, short brand name, quick to type on the search bar, and just something that rolls off your customers' tongues quite easily and is easy to remember. Second thing, pick the right platform. This is a no-brainer. Go for Shopify, unless you are a developer and you know how to navigate the technical difficulties of running a WooCommerce store. A third step, buy a .com or .store domain for international and local domain for local market. If you are planning to run, let's say in France, go for the .fr domain. If you are planning to launch in Denmark, go for a .dk domain, because having a local domain is a tremendous trust trigger. So if you have a Danish person browsing a store with a .dk domain, they are going to feel a lot more comfortable than if they were to browse a .com or a .store domain. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to buy. There's still going to be Danish people buying from a .com domain if you do your due diligence, obviously, if you do the work, but it's not going to be in the same proportions as if you had a local domain. And you have to make sure that your brand name is available as a domain before picking your brand name, because you do not want to pick a brand name only to find out later on that it's not available to register as a domain. Step number 3 is importing products to DSers. This is my favorite Shopify app to import products from AliExpress to your Shopify store. You have a DSers Chrome extension, which you can install, and it makes the whole importing process that much more easier. So once you shortlist your products on AliExpress, just import all of them into your Shopify store. Once you import them into your Shopify store, make sure that you rename the products. Do not use the same AliExpress photos. I say this again, do not use the same AliExpress photos. A lot of people, they make this novice mistake and they end up hurting their conversion rate, because people nowadays can recognize an AliExpress picture from miles away. So you really want to put in the work here by preferably getting your own product pictures by ordering product samples. But if you are not able to do that, to get your own product samples, then you can just use the same AliExpress pictures, but bring your own twist to those pictures by adding your branding, your logo, and just customizing those pictures so they can match your branding scheme. Next step is to order the samples. This is super important. You never want to advertise a product that you have never tested, because chances are, if you haven't done your due diligence, you might end up selling crap, and that will get your business shut down in no time. So make sure you get the highest quality version of the product. You guys have to keep in mind that for the same product, there are different levels of quality when you order from a Chinese factory. Make sure you always mention you want the highest quality possible, because we are in this for the long run. We are not planning to run a store for 3-6 months. We are planning to run a store for years to come. We want longevity, and we want a consistent store that is going to generate you consistent revenue. And the foundation of that consistency and longevity is high quality products. So the quality of your products is highly correlated to how long you are going to be able to run the store for. Next step is installing these apps. Judge Me for Reviews. This is the best customer review app that you can get on Shopify. It has the best price to value ratio. There is Loox, which is also another very strong option, but they charge twice more than Judge Me for pretty much the same features. Judge Me is only going to cost you $15, whereas Loox is going to cost you like $35. So in the startup phase, you really want to be as lean as possible. You do not want to stack monthly retainer apps. Try to minimize your monthly retainers as much as possible. Get track 1, 2, 3 for tracking and shipping updates. This is super, super important, you guys, because you really want to keep your customers informed at all times about their tracking status updates. The more they are informed about the tracking status updates, the less likely you are going to file chargebacks, and the more likely you are going to keep your payment processor alive. Use SyncTrack, PayPal tracking. Obviously, this is super important as well. You have to be uploading your tracking numbers to PayPal so you can keep your PayPal account in good standings. Use OmniSend Klaviyo for email. I would personally recommend OmniSend when you are in the startup phase of your dropshipping business because it's a lot cheaper than Klaviyo. I think it's like twice or thrice cheaper than Klaviyo. But once you do scale, do get Klaviyo. You use Yotpo for SMS. SMS is highly effective for cart abandonment and for retargeting purposes, and use TDO for live chat. I cannot emphasize the importance of having a live chat widget on your website, because if you are able to reply to a customer's inquiry or question instantly, either through AI or through your own intervention or through an agent's intervention, you are like 50 to 60% more likely to close a sale with the person you are chatting with on your website, on your Shopify store. And last step is setting up shipping and markets. A lot of people make the mistake of not setting up this crucial part. So what they end up with is a lot of abandoned carts, and they do not even know the reason why. The reason why is because those customers were not able to check out, because their relevant markets were not set up in the shipping backend of Shopify. So you really want to make sure that you set up your shipping and markets for all the regions and markets that you are selling and advertising in. Now we get to the fun part. One of my favorite parts of running a dropshipping store is optimizing the store design. I'm really big into store design and optimization, and I believe it's one of the most important things that a lot of people unfortunately neglect, and people just don't take it as seriously as it should be taken, and this reflects in their results. A lot of people think that they can build a highly professional, trust-inspiring store with AI in just a couple of minutes. While it might be possible for AI to come up with a decent store, it's not possible for AI to optimize each and every single component and dot all the I's and cross all the T's. What I mean by that is that to create a highly professional, high converting, super confidence inspiring store, you really have to take the time fine tuning and optimizing every single detail of your store. Meaning that any single misspelling, any single glitch, or any lack of coherence or harmony in your store could be enough to dissuade a potential buyer from converting on your store. And if you are in highly competitive niche, this is one of your most lethal weapons to differentiate yourself from your competitors. I repeat this again. If you are in highly competitive niche, having a highly professional, user-friendly website is one of the most lethal weapons you can use against your competitors. So first of all, pick a team, right? If you have the budget, I would 100% recommend Impact. It's the best team I've used in my own personal experience. I'm not sponsored by them, but I don't mind endorsing high quality products. And this is really a high quality team that you can use if you have the budget. Now, if you don't have the budget, it's not a big deal. Just use Dawn. Next step is branding your store. Do not rush the logo. A lot of people rush through this process of getting the logo, and they end up with a logo that might not be suitable for the size of the business that they are trying to build. So really take your time creating the logo. You can buy a great logo on Fiverr for $20, $30, and you do not have to do it yourself. Pay an expert, someone who has been doing logos for a long time, who has a strong track record of delivering high quality logos, because a great logo has the highest ROI. Your ROI on the logo is just infinite. So the $30 you are going to spend getting a professional logo are peanuts compared to the money you are going to generate with your branded dropshipping store further down the line. Pick a fav icon, pick primary and secondary colors. These colors should match your brand values and color scheme. Learn from the biggest ecom brands. Take your time to browse some of the biggest ecom brands out there like Gymshark. See how their store looks like. Take inspiration from that and apply it to your own store without obviously copying them 100%, but bringing your own twist on it. Next step, when designing your store, make sure that you follow the team recommended image sizes for both desktop and mobile. A lot of people, they just use desktop sizes for mobile and desktop, and this doesn't work. And this will just hurt your conversion rate because desktop image sizes are designed for desktop. They are not designed for mobile use. Make sure that every single image you are displaying on mobile is mobile optimized, and every single image you are displaying on desktop is desktop optimized. And give priority to your mobile design because that's where 80% of your traffic is coming from. Learn UX and UI design. This will help you a lot in designing a high converting store. Check for glitches, misspellings, empty pages, anything that could potentially hurt your conversion rate. One misspelling could be enough to dissuade the potential buyer from converting on your store. You really have to double check, even triple check every single detail of your store. Make sure that there is not a single misspelling across your entire store, across every single page, every single section of your team. People tend to neglect this quite a lot, but trust me, guys, this is something that's so easy to neglect, but also so easy to fix, and it has such a tremendous impact on your conversion rate. So do not neglect it. Optimize the speed of your store and the image sizes. Never upload full-size images. Always compress them to WebP. Just type in convert to WebP on Google, and you will have plenty of websites which you can use to convert your images from JPG to JPG, PNG to WebP, and save a lot of size, which is going to make your website a lot faster. Hire someone from Fiverr. You can pay $50 to $100 to speed up your website. Again, this is super important because if your website is slow to load, it's going to cause a high bounce rate. High bounce rate meaning that people are going to leave, close the window before it even loads. And you want your bounce rate to be as low as possible. And to do that, you have to have a fast loading website. And finally, ask family and friends for feedback. Aim for at least 80% 4 stars rating. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask all your friends and family to rate your store on a scale of 0 to 5 stars. And then when you get the average result, if it's above 80%, it means your store is validated. You can proceed and publish the store. If not, then ask them for feedback. Ask them what it is exactly that they think can be improved, what it is that they did not like on the website. Make a compilation of all of those feedbacks and then apply them to your store. Now moving on to the marketing stage. The first step is to set up your social pages. Create your Instagram page, your Facebook business page, your Meta Business Manager, your Pinterest, your TikTok. You can do all of this pretty much in a day. Next step is to figure out your marketing strategy. Is it going to be focused more on organic or on paid? It depends on your budget. If you have a low budget, less than $1,000, you have to focus on organic. If it's more than $1,000, focus on paid. Next step is get ad creatives. Ideally, you want to get your own ad creatives by ordering your product samples and recording them using your smartphone. Your smartphone is more than enough and has incredible shooting capabilities. Next step is launching your test campaign. Test $5 ABO ad sets. Keep the ad set running until it spends the product margin. If the ad set spends $50 and by the $50 ad spend you have not generated a single sale, that is a call to kill your ad set immediately and figure out your break-even ROAS. This is extremely important because this will tell you whether or not your ad set is profitable. So when it's profitable, you can make a decision to scale. If it's not, you can make a decision to downscale it or kill it. Optimize your ads. You want to aim for at least 1.5% CTR, CPC of less than $1. These are the two main metrics that you have to keep in mind. If you have a CTR which is above 1.5% and a CPC less than $1, this is very promising. It means that there is interest for your product, but if this interest does not manifest in the form of conversions, then there is an issue with your store. There's not an issue with the creatives. If with these metrics you are not able to convert and have people purchase on your store, then you have to fix your broken website. Kill underperforming creatives. If you have ad sets that are performing very well, always analyze their creatives. How well are the ads inside those ad sets doing? You really want to keep the highest performing ads running only. Most of the time, if you have an ad set that is initially doing very well, but performance tanks for some reason over time, most of the time it's because you keep an underperforming ad inside that ad set. So you really want to get rid of all the underperforming ones so that you ensure the highest performance possible. Next step is scaling. You only want to scale profitable ad sets with at least 3 purchases. Why I'm saying that? Because our 1 sale could be a fluke and 2 sales could be a fluke as well. So you do not want to scale flukes. You only want to scale proven ad sets that are proven to deliver consistent performance. And those ad sets typically require at least 3 purchases. The way I scale my ads is by using a CBO. So when I have an ad set that is doing well, let's say the ad set is spending $10 and it has a 3 ROAS with 3 purchases, I would duplicate that ad set into a CBO and make 3 ad sets inside that CBO. All of those ad sets inside are basically duplicates. And I keep running that CBO, let's say at $50 to $100, keep it running for 24 to 48 hours. What's going to happen is after 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to be able to tell which ad set is doing the best. And I'm going to figure out which one is obviously the least performing, and I'm going to turn it off. Next thing you want to do is vertical scaling by raising budgets 20% every 24 to 48 hours, and horizontal scaling by testing new interests. Always keep testing new interests. You never know which interest might be your best performing one. Now let's move on to the final step, which is the admin. You can see this one has quite a few exclamation marks. This is super important information, so listen up, you guys. Give me your full attention on this. If you really want to build a successful, long-lasting store that is going to generate you revenue and profits year over year, and the store that you can keep growing and change your life with, then you really have to be obsessed with customer support and satisfaction, and be obsessed with your customer reviews as well, with your brand reputation. This is all about how to ensure your store stands the test of time, your store is consistent, sustainable, and brings you consistent revenue year over year. So I've put quite a few exclamation marks, as you can see right here, guys. But I believe these are the two most critical things that you have to be aware of, at least when you want to launch your branded dropshipping store, and they are all related to customer support and satisfaction. I keep saying this, I'll say it again. Customer support is the backbone of your business, whether that be e-commerce, physical business, restaurant, whatever type of business you are involved in. You should make customer satisfaction and customer support your absolute obsession and priority, because at the end of the day, it is the customer that keeps your business alive, and it is the customer that pays your bills. So customer is king, and this is the type of mindset that you guys have to have. Unfortunately, 99% of the common dropshippers do not have this type of mindset. So I want you to be the uncommon dropshipper who does have this type of mindset, because if you do apply this mindset to your dropshipping journey, trust me, you are going to go far with your store, and you are going to go farther than any of your competitors have gone, because this is single-handedly the most powerful lethal weapon that you can use against your competitors, and it's the most powerful competitive advantage that you can develop against them. If you are obsessed with providing stellar, and I mean stellar, exceptional customer support, then it's going to pay you off multiple folds over time like you wouldn't even believe. Return on investment of your time trying to build a strong reputation for your brand is going to be unlimited, because it's just going to help you stand out over the entire lifetime of your store. And nowadays, a lot of people that buy online, before they pull the trigger and pull out their credit cards and convert on your store, what they are going to do is simply look up your brand name online and look up the reviews that your customers have left you on major customer review platforms like Trustpilot, Google reviews, and whatnot. And if they like what they see, if you have great customer reviews, if you have a great rating from your customer reviews, then chances are they are going to convert on your store. I think there's a study that has been done on that states that customers are 60 to 70% more likely to convert if they see good reviews about the store that they are browsing. I really emphasize on this for you guys to understand how important it is. Customer support is the backbone of your business. Neglect it and your business falls apart quicker than you can imagine. Nurture it and watch your business grow steady. You want to be obsessed with collecting customer reviews, building a great history of happy and satisfied 5-star customer reviews, which is be a strong asset that you are going to use to your advantage to differentiate yourself from all of your competitors combined, and make it your priority, make it your goal to become the number one most trusted, most reputable, and most reviewed in a positive way, obviously, branded dropshipping store out there. But obviously be ethical. Do not get fake reviews, because people are not dumb. People are able to recognize a fake review from miles away. So be ethical. Do whatever it takes to collect happy customer reviews. Incentivize your customers to give you a review in exchange of a generous discount code. Do whatever it takes to get photo and video reviews, which are a lot more valuable than plain reviews without a photo or video, because a photo or video tells a story a lot better than a plain review does. And the mindset that I have personally adopted myself is that a 5-star review is worth more than a sale. So whenever I would get a 5-star review, I am happier than when I would get a sale, because I know that that 5-star review is probably going to generate me at least 2, 3, even a lot more sales, because a lot of potential customers are going to read it and base their decision purchase off of that particular review that they have just read. So if you apply this mindset, I'm pretty sure that you're going to go far with your review collection strategy. and you're going to build a strong registry of happy customer reviews, which is going to be your asset to improve your conversion rates and become the authority figure of your niche. Next thing is track your financials. A lot of people get this wrong. A lot of people think they are profitable when in fact they are not. A lot of people have no clue what is their break-even ROAS, what their products cost. A lot of people have no clue what their financials are. And if you have no clue what your financials are, how are you supposed to make healthy decisions to grow your business? It's not going to happen. So make sure you use a profit tracking app, which is going to make the process a lot easier for you to keep track of your finances. I personally use Lifetimely, but there are many other apps that do the very same job. It's up to you to pick which one suits you best. And the last thing is the daily tasks. This is obviously important because our goal, like I said, is to run a long-lasting, long-term store and to keep growing your store and optimizing its performance over time. You have to keep optimizing the store, the design, the back end, optimize the processes with your team, optimize the processes with the customer support, optimize the ads, plan for ad content creation. This is one of the major levers which you can use to increase your bottom line and keep scaling your store. And obviously keep looking for new products, keep looking for new sub niches to add to your original niche that you picked in the beginning. So you can not only diversify your product range, diversify your revenue, but also grow your revenue by seizing other pockets of the market. So if you guys like this video, if you found this chart valuable, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one.